What's going on, everybody? Thank you for being here. Sorry for the delay. You know how it is. Got to get things together. I got to talk about certain things to help the body detox. The liver, very, very, very important organ. A lot of people don't understand how much of what's happening in this world is to destroy the liver. It's very important. It's the only organ in the body that's capable of regenerating. So that's how important it is that God allowed it to be able to regenerate. So let me see who we got in here before we get started. So that's how important it is. Let me see. Sorry about that. What's going on? Matt Mittens, Christina Murphy, B1 for Life, Axiom Descent, Tree Gamble, Laura K, Lakeisha Nash, Barry Duncan, NZ. What's going on? So I'm gonna give it a minute, let people get in here. All right, let's go. Thank you all for being here. Let's get started. So, let me share my screen. Again, we're going to talk about the liver. And with the poisoning of the environment, it's probably one of the most important things that people need to know. So, let me see if I can get everything situated here. Share my screen. Let me see. Microsoft. So I try to write some things down to make it a little simpler. I know it's hard for people to rewatch some of these streams. So I typed up some little things that I want you all to be able to go back and what's going on, Master Gil Bates? I like that name. What's going on, Marcy T, Laura K, Uncle Paranoia, Cynthia Ava, welcome. He preserves the righteous. Daniel Alexander, what's going on? All right, so let's get to it. Now, today we're talking about strengthening your liver to detoxify the body and burn fat. Forgive the typos, everyone. I literally just typed this before I started this live because I wanted to give you all. I don't know why my screen's jumping. I guess the thought police don't want this stream to happen. They're already starting to create glitches. Computer screen was not even jumping until I got on here, but that's just what we have to deal with. So let me get a drink of water. Everybody, come on in, get comfortable. Please hit the like button. I don't know how many people understand, but the Biden administration has just now been approved what we all see is happening about them trying to, what they call, quote unquote, block out the sun. Now, I'm probably going to end up doing a live on my backup channel to really talk about this. Because, at first it was Mr. Gil Bates, as I'll say. He proposed this plan to use geoengineering, spraying all kinds of compounds and poisons in the air to distort and dim the spectrum of sunlight that we receive here on Earth. That's going to compromise health, plants. It just throws everything off balance. The way God created creation is the sun has a very integral part to play. Photosynthesis, our body produces certain hormones and certain biochemical reactions when we're in the sun that keeps us healthy. They know this. So what they want to do is put all kinds of poisons and quote unquote wildfire smoke in the air, all of which is going to put a burden on your liver. So let's first talk about the signs of liver damage. So before, your body is very smart. So if you want to know something about your organs, your body will tell you. You can always use your eyes, your teeth, your skin, your hair, your nails. These things are symptom indicators. Usually when there's something in your body in the beginning stages, it manifests itself on one of those levels. The liver, the main function of the liver is to detoxify and to help us break down fat. Now I'm going to talk about that because a lot of people, they have stubborn belly fat. They can burn weight, they can burn fat everywhere else but this midsection, right? So why is this midsection so hard to get over, right? Everybody wants to know. And of course, insulin resistance, high blood sugar levels, all of that plays a role, but the liver plays a very important role in all of that. You have to look at the body holistically. All the organs are connected. They help and support each other. There's a liver kidney connection, there's a liver pancreas connection, and there's a liver thyroid connection. There's a lot of, matter of fact, everything is connected because it grew together. It all has a specific function. So let's talk about the signs of liver damage. I would think the first one is yellow eyes or jaundice. If your eyes are not white, that's a good sign that something's wrong. Even if you have those bloodshot eyes, usually that could be a blood vessel issue or some kind of issue in your pressure. But definitely the yellow eyes and the jaundice, very direct symptom of possible liver damage. And I am not this is not medical advice. I am not a medical professional, and you should be happy with that because there will be no promotion of big pharma or anything like that. I'm telling you how I treat my body. This is everything I'm telling you is what I live, and it has worked for me. It is helping me detox a lot of these environmental toxins, compromised foods, the GMO and all the pesticides and chemicals and preservatives and endocrine disruptors, all of that, everything you put in your body has to be filtered through the liver. So the liver and the spleen, they have a lot to do with your blood. So whatever you put in your blood or whatever condition your blood is in will ultimately affect the liver. The next one, skin irritation. If you have itchy skin, or if you have an eczema, psoriasis, or any kind of irritation, pimples, and they're chronic, you have a lot of acne or something happening with the skin, your body is burdened with toxins. They call the skin the second kidney, and the kidney and the liver are very directly related. When one is weak, the other picks up the slack. So having a bad liver can put a burden on your kidney. Having bad kidneys can put a burden on your liver. But together, they filter out your body, the chemicals and poisons out of your body. That is so important. You have to understand they're putting all kinds of quote unquote smoke in the air that breaks down to formaldehyde and benzene. There are people who have their instruments and they're literally measuring this alleged wildfire smoke from Canada, and they're finding formaldehyde and benzene in there. And you know what they're saying now as well, it's burning, what did they say? It's burning poison oak and poison ivy and plastics, because enough people have spoken out about this doesn't smell like wood. People who have been in wildfires, who live in this terrain, in this situation, they know what a wildfire smoke smells like. But they're smelling plastic, chemicals, benzene, and formaldehyde. Mainstream narratives, all right? They're not going to help you. Matter of fact, they're going to keep you ignorant and dependent and sick. So there's a lot of things we can do to help mitigate those terrible things that are happening to us. So your skin flare-ups are a sign you need to start your detoxification process, and it's best to detox and not eat a lot. So anytime you're trying to detox, you either need to do intermittent fasting, prolonged fasting, but you need to cut, especially the protein. Cut down the protein. That really takes a lot out of your body to break down that protein when you're trying to detox. Now, protein is very good. It's very important. But when you're trying to draw things out of your body, the less you put in, the more you pull out. All right. Let's see. Or the less you put in your body when you're trying to detox, the more chemicals and toxins you can pull out. So chronic fatigue. If you're tired all the time, you're dependent on energy drinks, coffee, you just can't seem, no matter what you do, you can't seem to get your energy right. That's a sign that your body is burdened with toxicity. When your organs are under a heavy burden, that's a heavy tax on the body's energy. Your energy is going to be depleted. It's two things that really distort your energy. Digestion. That's why when you eat, you get the itis, you get tired. A lot of energy goes into digestion. So if you're chronically eating, you're not allowing your body the time to replenish, repair, and remove waste. So fasting, prolonged fasting, it has its place from a physiological level. We understand the spiritual benefits of suppressing the flesh. That'll help you deal with a lot of your addictions and a lot of things that plague the flesh. Get in your Bible, read God's word. Understand flesh, which will bring awareness through his spirit if you are a believer. Now, this only applies to the believer. You cannot apply biblical principles to a secular, unbelieving life. You're not going to be able to understand. But I'm just speaking to the believer. So, so chronic fatigue definitely is going to affect you, right? And then the liver, I told you, it takes the burden off the kidney. So if you have a strong urine, a lot of ammonia in your urine when you pee, it could be a sign that your body is not filtering things out. Your liver helps turn that ammonia into urea, a less potent waste. And when that's not happening, you're going to smell a lot of ammonia, which could indicate kidney damage or liver damage. So because they play off each other, having damage in one eventually will lead to damage in the other. Chronically high blood sugar levels, very bad. Blood sugar levels are going to do a whole bunch of things. They're going to cause issues with your heart, your circulatory system, your muscular system, your endocrine system. But then you got your liver. High blood sugars are going to give you a fatty liver. Your liver has to filter that blood, and it's going to continually gain fat trying to filter out all that sugar out your blood. So you're going to get a fatty liver if you have a whole bunch of processed foods, and that's going to eventually lead to liver scarring or cirrhosis. You know, alcohol, sugar, your body can't tell the difference between refined sugar and alcohol. So if you don't drink, but you drink a lot of refined fruit sugar juices and a lot of processed foods, your body doesn't, it treats it just like you were drinking alcohol. That's the same, it has the same effect on your liver as if you were drinking alcohol. So don't think you're safe if you have a terrible diet. You're going to have the same result as the drunk, because there is a pancreas liver connection. The liver it actually will make sugar if you have chronic insulin resistance, because insulin, when your body has to produce insulin, you have to feed sugar to that insulin. It's a weird connection. But then if you maintain high blood sugar levels so long, your body doesn't respond to insulin. So it has this chronic demand for sugar. So your body through the liver will call gluconeogenesis, is when your body makes its own sugar. You do not want to be in that situation where your body is breaking down protein, muscle, or whatever, because muscle protein is just amino acids or sugars. You know, if you remember science, you don't want to break down your muscle to produce sugar because you have insulin resistance. So you need to do those things. Also, your liver deals with kidney imbalances. Most people don't realize that your liver actually produces hormones, androgens, but it also regulates excess hormones. And then it can also, so you have hormone imbalances, that could also be a liver issue, among other things. And then you have toxic kidneys. If your liver is weak, your kidney is going to eventually be overburdened, and you're going to start having kidney issues. A lot of people who, before they went on dialysis for kidney failure, they had liver failure. Follow the connection. And trust me, kidney failure is worse because you can't regenerate your kidney. If you change your lifestyle today, you start to do what you need to do to take care of yourself, your liver will start to regenerate. You just need a piece of it left, and it can regenerate. That's how important it is that God allowed your liver to be able to regenerate just from just a portion of its functionality. So let's talk about the functions of the liver. The liver breaks down poisons into harmless substances the body can handle. But let me give you an example. When your body breaks down alcohol, it breaks it down to something called acetaldehyde or something like that, something very toxic. But then it breaks it down to that because your body can also break that down to a harmless substance. So the second phase of the process of detoxification is what really causes your body all of the hangover symptoms. And then when your body is constantly plagued with poisons, it's going to leach all your nutrients that could be used for other things to help filter out those poisons. Your liver, when your liver is heavily taxed with poisons, it's going to leach a lot of things out of your body to help break those things down. Everything works together. Because the idea is that your liver will handle all kinds of poisons, the plastics, pesticides, chemicals, whatever you are exposing your body to, and it breaks them down to harmless substances that your body can deal with and break down eventually to carbon dioxide and water. This is why breathing is so important. I'm not talking about breathing in a spiritual new age way. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about breathing as part of metabolic detoxification. Because every time you breathe, you're not only oxygenating your body, but you're allowing it breaking down toxic things that it can break it down to carbon dioxide and water. So if you restrict how much carbon dioxide and water your body is getting rid of, then you're actually causing more toxicity to build up that carbon dioxide from those toxins to build back up in your blood. You do not want that. You want your body to be oxygenated. A lot of chemicals thrive in an anaerobic environment where there's no oxygen. All right. So you have to be careful. Your liver also produces bile, which is a biological detergent that breaks down fat. Why is that important? Because a lot of key vitamins are what we call fat soluble. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, and other things. I think they have a vitamin J, but it's really something else. But all of these vitamins are fat soluble. That means your body needs fat to break down these nutrients, but it needs bile to break down those fats. So if you're not breaking down the bile, B-I-L-E, not your biles that come out your behind. I'm talking about bile, B-I-L-E. If your body's not producing this biological detergent to break down that fat, then you're not gonna absorb all those fat soluble vitamins that are stored up in that fat. So you have to break it down, and that fat breakdown allows you to actually lose weight around your midsection, and then you store excess bile in your gallbladder. So if your liver is not functioning to produce that bile, B-I-L-E, then you're not going to have anything stored up in your gallbladder if you have one. A lot of people have their gallbladder removed. I'm always against trying to get organs removed because there's always a naturopathic way to reduce inflammation and irritation that your medical professional will not tell you about. They get paid a lot of money to cut your organs out. They're not going to tell you that a lot of these can be healed through natural remedies, because that's not good for creating customers. It's not good for the whole syndicate to survive. So, yeah, do your research. Do your own research. I've done mine. And here's my computer glitching as usual. I'm telling you, man, when I tell you, when you want to help people with the truth, help people with their health, help people with their faith, they're going to try very hard to stop you, to the point where they're going to show you how much they control this internet thing. But you know what? Here we are still. God is good. We understand persecution, but we will continue because this is important. We don't know how long we'll be able to disseminate information on this level. So I'm using it while I can, because even without the internet, I'm going to tell people via word of mouth. I'm going to tell people in whatever way I can communicate. So this way I can reach a large amount of people and tell them this information, because people are going to start having real issues. They're trying to spray us like bugs. At first, it was just the spraying in the air, those things we see the airplanes spraying. Well, now they're literally cloaking all kinds of chemicals through this wildfire narrative that's literally choking people out, causing chronic irritation. Let me tell you about chronic irritation. Chronic irritation is terrible because your body's not getting a break. If you're chronically breathing in smoke, quote unquote, there's going to be a huge long-term effect because your body is being burdened faster than it can heal and recover from the exogenous source of toxin. So you want to make sure your liver is healthy to get all your fat-soluble vitamins that are very important into a lot of things in the body to keep your body healthy. You have to break down that fat, including the fat in your midsection. Bile helps to break down all fat in the body. So if you're having an issue burning fat or you're losing weight everywhere else except for your stomach, it's probably a liver issue, probably related to insulin resistance. It's probably related to your pancreas, your liver, kidney, all of that stuff. But you have to look at the body together. And I'm going to go through various things you can do to help your body heal and recover. Then it produces hormones, IGF hormones. Even your liver can actually make androgens as well. But it actually makes something called IGF-1. It's an insulin-like growth factor that works with growth hormone to deal with your body growing and how it processes sugar and all these things. And it can also remove excess estrogen. We have xenoestrogens and phytoestrogens in our environment. Those are synthetic estrogens that are very toxic to both men and women. In men, it actually converts testosterone through aromatization into a toxic estrogen. Men do not want that. You get the man boobs, you get you start your body shape becomes similar to that of an unhealthy woman. Your voice, you will lose your voice, your muscle mass, your all your masculine traits, your drive, everything will start to dwindle because your body cannot filter out those xenoestrogens from the environment. Those are synthetic estrogens. Women don't want xenoestrogens. Xenoestrogens cause reproductive issues, fibroids, cysts, irregularities in their natural cycles, and bad skin, and all kinds of things that women just don't want. A lot of women are having fertility issues because of these xenoestrogens. And it creates what the mainstream would like to cause cancer, but what is basically your body being burdened with toxins till there's a fungus growing because of that toxin that's causing cell decay, and which out of cell decay you get cell growing at a irregular way. It's growing unnaturally because of so many toxins that are affecting your cell replication process. And they want to call it cancer because that leads to a treatment. Now I know a lot of us, we think of these things through cancer, but you can just think of it through your body's being oversaturated with something bad, something that's disrupting its natural replenish, recovery, and rebuilding process. Your cells have to regenerate. Something alters that process, they're going to regenerate in corrupt manners, and they're going to consume healthy cells in the process. And I can go into that. I'm going to do another help stream on exactly how should we perceive cancer from a way to actually get to prevent it from happening. Not wait till you have to be desperate enough to trust big pharma with their chemo and radiation. That's terrible. Yeah, they're hoping that they will kill your bad cells before they kill you. And if you survive that, it's only because your vitality was good enough when you started, but it also shortens your life by decades. So be careful. Let's see what else. Yeah, it removes excess estrogens, the bound testosterone that your body can't use. There's free testosterone and there's bound testosterone. And then there's xenoestrogens. You want to get rid of those bad things. And then it makes proteins that carry cholesterol, the healthy cholesterol. So all your liver is super important. So let's talk about what helps to regenerate the liver and remove fat from the liver. So fasting, everybody, we understand fasting is a spiritual, biblical process of resist to bringing our flesh under subjection so we can be in obedience to God, not be led of our flesh through worry, anxiety, sin, etc. And trust me, when you start there, you will remove a lot of addictions, unhealthy lifestyles. All of that is related to sin. So from a physiological level, fasting helps you regenerate the liver. And you could even do intermittent. You don't have to jump into prolonged fasting. Just extend the time between meals. That means in between meals, just drink water. Add a little Himalayan pink salt or a good quality sea salt. Make sure it's not mechanical salt. Real salt is not sodium chloride. It's 80 to 90 minerals together. And that's how salt is produced in nature. You don't have sodium and chloride, just only those two elements in nature. That's salt made through chemical processing. Your body cannot use that. It has the same effect as refined sugar. It builds up in the body. It disrupts your blood pressure. Your blood pressure, which is a sodium potassium pump. Sodium potassium exchanging is what allows your blood to pump. You put this fake sodium that your body's not going to assimilate. It's not going to absorb. It's going to build in there. It's going to throw your potassium levels off. Most of us are not having enough potassium in our diets. You get that from fruits, vegetables. So if you are low on potassium and you're taking this processed chemical salt, you're going to have a big issue with your blood pressure. And they're going to put you on statin drugs and all of these other drugs that will cause cancer and disrupt and cause a whole host of issues. They won't tell you what the root cause is that you need to get rid of all of that fake salt and refined fake sugar. Get rid of that. Use natural salts. Himalayan pink salts, Celtic sea salt will not raise your blood pressure if you use them in the right proportion with a balanced diet. It will not do it at all. I purposely put salt, a little salt, just a dash in my water. Blood pressure is fine. I'm speaking from my own personal experiences. What's going on? The real fact one. I'm just checking the chat. Appreciate y'all being here. Mac TV, Johnny Cool, what's going on? Everybody hates Raymond. What's going on? Just checking in. Miss Maskless, Lisa, what's going on? Screaming online. What's going on? Erica Keynes, what's going on? Yeah, bananas are good for potassium, but believe it or not, bananas are one of the lowest food in potassium. Bananas are higher in magnesium, which is important than potassium. It has, if you compare with the amount of potassium you get from an avocado to a banana, you get like maybe double the amount. But bananas are good for potassium, but avocados, beet greens are the highest. Beet greens, look this information up through naturopathic sites. They will tell you beet greens are significantly higher in potassium than bananas. Bananas are good. Bananas are good for magnesium too. They relax you, help balance your serotonin and all that stuff. Also, avocados, extremely high potassium, and other things like that. Like a lot of people think oranges are high in vitamin C, but your peppers are very high in vitamin C, much higher than what you get from an orange. You can still get your citrus because there's a lot of vitamins, enzymes, minerals, nutrients in oranges that are good to detoxify the body. But remember, they only want you to think of certain foods and miss out on a spectrum of a lot of other foods that have a lot more potassium. Coconuts, coconut water, watermelon, very high potassium and tastes awesome. People who eat watermelon, coconut, have real coconuts, drink the water, eat the meat, they don't have potassium issues. Very high. Like people in the islands who eat a lot of fruits that grow, and even bananas that grow off banana tree, they're not chemically ripened. Unfortunately, the bananas we eat in this country, they pull them off the banana tree. First of all, they're probably a hybrid. They're not the original banana trees. And then they pull them off the tree before they fully grow because they transporting them through refrigerators. And then they chemically ripe them unnaturally, not in the sun where they continue to build up nutritional quality, but they chemically ripen them. So unfortunately, when you live in a tropical island place and you have indigenous fruit trees, you're ahead of the game. That is how God designed us to live, to eat the fruit pretty much the moment you pluck it off the tree, to make sure it fully matures, to get all that life energy out of it. That's how God designed us to eat. But we have to do the best we can. So do the best you can to find your natural sources. Make more smoothies. A lot of the food that we eat is nutritionally deficient. So we need to get more nutrients in a concentrated fashion. So get your fruits, start doing your smoothies, your juices, and supplement that with the regular food you're eating. But still try to fast in between. If you cut out the processed sugar, the refined sugar, the processed food, you're going to help your liver to start to regenerate. Cut out the seed oils. Let's get back to it. Yeah, see, I can talk forever. So we got fasting, great for the body in general. You got autophagy. That means you're breaking down all the dead decaying material, all the corrupt stuff out of your body, producing good nutrients. Autophagy happens, I think, after day 2 of prolonged fasting, but then you lower your blood sugar. And what I do is when I'm fasting, I walk. Walking out in the sun, fresh air, if you have it, can help facilitate the fasting process to be more efficient because it helps your body burn off that excess sugar. See, when you fast, that sugar has to come out of your body. But if you wait for your body to urinate it out, it's going to create a strain on your kidney. But if you do low impact exercise, I'm not telling people to do nothing crazy. You can build up to that, but the very minimum of what you can do is walk. So when you're fasting, go for a walk out in nature on a beautiful day, preferably when it's not filled with smoke. Get your walking out, fast, drink plenty of water. Help your body flush out a lot of toxins, excess sugar, absorb excess sugar in the body by stimulating your muscles. That's how you get your blood sugar down, stabilize them naturally, where you're not dependent on some medication that has adverse effects that are going to be worse and detrimental in the long term. So I said, cut all your processed foods. This is probably the hardest thing, but the most important. You have to eat real food. You're not going to heal your body putting in garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. Get your healthy meats, grass-fed, grass-finished beef, pasture-raised organic chicken, pasture-raised organic eggs. Find a local farmer's market. If you can't have your own, find them. You need to know where they are. You need to talk to them. You need to be able to walk around, see how they're growing. This is where we're at now. I know people don't like this. They think it's inconvenient, but the world's only going to get, unfortunately, more corrupt. The government has had a concerted effort to destabilize and put a lot of family-owned small farms out of business through fines, all kinds of legal corruption, making it hard for them to survive. All kinds of new regulations are to make farming a corporate entity. That means an extension of the government. They want their government frontmen like Bill Gates and another guy to make all your food, so they can put all their chemicals and all their lab GMO stuff in as food and sell it to you and make you sick and dependent on their system. You don't want that at all. That's going to be worse than you can imagine. So cut out your refined sugars and your grains. You need to have grains that are sprouted. See, here's the issue. Most of the wheat is not the indigenous wheat that people know. Most of this wheat is GMO, it's sprayed, it's toxic. And I know, because technically wheat is not bad. Even the Bible says, give us our daily bread. But real bread has an extremely short shelf life. Why do you notice 1,000 years ago they made bread daily? Because it wasn't filled with preservatives and chemicals. When bread can last 2 weeks, it only does that because it's filled with very little real bread and a lot of preservatives. Real bread doesn't last. And they do this with a lot of stuff. When they make stuff last, it's because it's very little natural in it and a lot of fake. So get your organic grains, non-GMO, that are sprouted. They have a lot of sprouted. It costs a lot more and a lot harder to find, but this is where we're at. Non-GMO, no seed oils or hydrogenated oils. Get rid of that margarine, all of that stuff. Canola oil, terrible. Matter of fact, let me share something with you all that I have on my backup channel. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. 1 second. Let me pull up this real quick. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all supporting the Help Channel. I'm trying to put this information out of here. Let me see. All right. I got this from my Health Channel. I got this one on my Health Channel. This right here. Now check this out. Let me share my screen first. All right. I want everybody to check this out. This says, oh, hold on, wrong screen. Let me see. All right, sorry about that. I'm still figuring this thing out. All right, there it is. So canola oil is a toxic oil synthetically produced, and it's also a registered pesticide according to the EPA, right? So y'all know me, I had to look it up, right? I don't trust anything. But look at this. This is a pesticide. So I wanted to make sure, right? So what I did is I went to the EPA.gov. EPA.gov. Look at this. I want you all to see this. This is from the government. EPA.gov pesticides. What do we see here? Why they sell this stuff and it's a registered pesticide? I want you all to know what you're putting in your body because they're not going to tell you. But they cover themselves by making this information. They put the information out there knowing that people won't seek it out because they'd rather trust their medical professional, their higher government agent that's going to tell them the narrative and promote the live germ theory. And this is just one of the bad oils. They're telling you. So there's no excuse that I didn't know. If you keep, it's one thing, we know they're spraying it in the air. I know in Maryland, I had the article somewhere on my in my community tab, probably a long time ago, where they actually were spraying pesticide in the air. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Maryland spraying pesticide in the air. Sorry, I know I misspelled it. I just want you all to see what's going on. Now they call this mosquito control, right? Now I'm trying to find out where they spray it. Like there's a airplane that goes around and spray it in the air. Let me see. I'm trying to find the article. Let me see. Because I want you to know what kind of world we live in. Okay, let me share my screen. I don't know why it makes it so difficult for me to do this. Let me try it again. All right, let me try it like this. All right, sorry about that. All right. Now listen to this. Maryland officials say that the state will again spray pesticide permanganone 3030 to control mosquito populations. Now look, you want to believe that these people said it does not contain dangerous sprays, right? I'm trying to find the actual source, but they're spraying this in the air. They're not spraying it on your grass. And like I said, I had this article somewhere. It was a long time ago. Let me see. Because I want people to see this information. This is why we need to take care of our liver. So I'm gonna read this. It says, Annapolis, Maryland, more than 12,000 pesticides are registered for use in the state of Maryland. They're applied to everything from the crops we eat and to the food we feed to livestock to our homes and lawns. It says 21. Now, a lot of these pesticides, they tell you they have cancers and they have everything in there. So I just wanted to bring that up. Oh yeah, y'all heard about the Twinkies as well? Yeah, I heard about Twinkies and all of that food. So let me see. I'm gonna check my Telegram real quick. Bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna check it because I know I had it on my Telegram. Let me see Telegram. I try my best to archive some of these things, but I have so much stuff saved up, I can't find it. Let's see, pesticides. In Maryland. So I'm gonna do my best to see if I can find it for you all. What's the name of that pesticide that I just said? It's called, I know I can find it if I get that name. Let me see here. It's a very specific one that they spray. All right, let me see. Y'all know how I like to find what I'm looking for. There it is, Permanone or something like that. Let me see if I can find that. If I can't find it, I'll just post it to my community tab later. But I want to do my best to kind of bring this to your attention because I find so much information that people just don't know. And if it's happening in one state, it's happening in all of them. Okay, well, I can't find it, but we'll get back to it. But let me see. All right, let's get back to it. What people talking about? Not glyphosate. We know that's an endocrine disruptor they put in all the cereals. Like they said, all the General Mills cereals and all of those oatmeals, the Quaker oats and all that, they have glyphosate. That's that Monsanto nonsense. And keep in mind, Monsanto is basically the Bayer corporation that makes those Tylenol drugs, whatever, acetaminophen or ibuprofen. All of those companies are related. They just have different names. They're under the same agenda, trying to sell you sickness. So we see that, right? Let's start here. Drink plenty of clean water that with lemon and lime, and you can even boil the peel in water. Now, I suggest you get some organic vinegar and some red mill baking soda to clean your fruits and vegetables thoroughly, especially if you're going to boil the peel, okay? Clean it thoroughly. They spray wax, pesticides, and who else knows what on them. So drink plenty of water, get some organic, real seeded lemons. I can't really find key limes that are seeded, but you can definitely find seeded lemons. Make sure they have seeds in them. Squeeze that in your water and drink it. That'll help your liver immensely. All right. You can boil the peel in some water. The oils in the peel are very potent to get rid of toxins out the body. They don't tell you that, but it's very important. Those who are in the heavy smoke areas, you definitely need to do this every day. First thing in the morning, drink waters. Also, change your HVAC filters. If you're in the situation of heavy, quote unquote, smoke, change your HVAC filters twice a month until it clears up. I know it's costly, it's like 20 something dollars for 2 filters, 26 or $30 for 2 filters. But unfortunately, you have to keep the air in your home as clean as possible. I have 2 air filters that I use along with my HVAC, changing my HVAC filters. I do my best to keep the air in the home clean. Get some plants. Plants will help as well. Yeah, definitely. That's why we pray. You know, God deals with the things that are beyond our control. God gives us a mind to even think and find ways to help heal our body. It takes a sound mind to come out of the spiritual darkness that keeps people in cognitive dissonance. See, when you are led by pride in the world, you're gonna trust the world. You're gonna believe that it cares about you. You're gonna trust these experts, these people, the governments. But see, when we come into Christ, our eyes are open and we see that these people in the world are just manipulating people who are captive and slaves to sin. Christ will set you free from sin. Your eyes will be open. You will stop seeing and believing the lies. You will see that these are deceptions. You will understand that God has designed you to live naturally in balance with His creation. He has given us many natural remedies. Use them while you can. Store up on the things that you can store in your home. Stop using chemicals to clean your house. Only chemical I might use is bleach, but other than that, baking soda and vinegar. And you can add essential oils and lemon and all kinds of things to it. You know, olive oil. If you have wooden floors, olive oil, vinegar, um, a lemon, and water, and something else. You can make your homemade cleaning products. You won't be exposing yourself to chemicals, burdening your liver, making your liver work 10 times as hard. Think about that. It's bad enough we're being gassed outside, but you don't want to gas yourself on the inside, and then your liver doesn't get no rest, no chance to regenerate, no chance to actually purify your body. God is fearfully we're fearfully and wonderfully made. You give your body some rest and you help it do what it needs to do, you will endure much better in a much higher vitality and healthier condition. So do that. Eat plenty of non-GMO organic fruits and vegetables. Real fruits and vegetables are just full of phytonutrients that help the body cleanse itself, strengthen itself, reduce oxidation, reduce inflammation, help the liver, help the kidneys. You help the liver, you help the kidneys, you improve the overall body health and everything else. I don't care what you put in your body, if you're not getting the poisons out, you're not going to help it very much. Get the poisons out, clean out your colon, eat fiber, real food. There's a lot of ways you can help clean out the colon. The easiest is to drink more water. Um, yeah, berberine. Berberine is a very natural remedy to help people with chronically high blood sugar and oxidation and the fat that develops on your liver. So berberine is pretty good. I've used it. I continue to use it at times. I don't use a lot of it because I try not to use and become dependent on supplements. I use them in case by case scenarios when I feel like my body is heavily burdened. But I'm not dependent. I don't make supplements a regular thing because supplements have to be broken down too. If we need to have, sometimes we need to fast from food, we need to fast from supplements. All of this stuff has to be filtered through the liver. So anything, medications put a huge tax and burden on your liver. But if you do natural remedies, which we're going to get to, you reduce the amount of stress. B vitamins, preferably vitamin B1, is huge dealing with the high blood sugars and insulin resistance. There's a product I use called benfotiamine or benfotiamine. I use it. I've used it. I've had good results. I don't use it a lot, like berberine, case by case, rare occasions. Vitamin D3, vitamin D2, very good to help the body in the detoxification process heal itself, take the burden off the liver. Um, oh yeah, I didn't put this on there, but I call it NAC, NAC, um, N, what is it called? N-acetylcysteine, I think. but y'all know what it's called. I call it NAC, NAC. I take this stuff um, probably more often than I should, but it works. It helps to your body to produce the strongest antioxidant in your own body, which is glutathione. Your body makes it. N-acetylcysteine is a precursor to help your body make it. We need to make a lot of it now. So I give my body that precursor to help make more glutathione. That helps your cells regenerate. It helps your liver. It helps everything. Matter of fact, I believe it's produced by the liver. So it's very important that you help your body produce its own protectant nutrients. Yeah, black seed oil, NAC, vitamin C, food grade vitamin C only. There's a lot of way. I'm gonna do. I have to do another stream about your food grade vitamin C. You got camu powder. You got what's the other stuff? Rose hips. A lot of things. What's going on, Shawan84? Yeah, I have a shower filter. I have a distilled water maker. I have a Brita water filter. So when I'm cleaning my vegetables, I don't even use tap water to clean my fruits and vegetables. Because you're spraying poison. You can't clean something if you're spraying poison on it. Let me see. What's going on, set apart? Yeah, the irritation is crazy. This is why your liver needs to be healthy. Olive oil. Do not heat your olive oil. It's good with apple cider vinegar on a salad. You know, apple cider vinegar will help you break down the vegetables. The olive oil is a healthy fat. It's good for your gallbladder. It's good for your liver. Healthy fats help your body produce more fat, more bile, which is a good thing for the liver. So you want to stimulate bile production by increasing your good fats. That helps your liver. It helps you break down fat, get all those fat-soluble nutrients. Now, these are enzymes that are good to break down scar tissue off the liver and fibric tissue in the body. So anyone who has a cirrhosis of the liver situation, suppose in our youth we just destroyed our bodies, or you were on drugs, or you just took a lot of bad things in your youth, your liver is shot. There are things that help remove scar tissue off the liver. Do your own research. I'm just telling you what I do. I'm not giving nobody advice. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. Everybody's responsible for their own health. I'm just laying out information, informational, educational purposes. So no one, don't blame me. Do your research. I'm telling you what I've used. I've used nattokinase, which is great to get rid of blockages out of your arteries and your vessels. Clots or such that may be there that you don't know about. Serrapeptase, it's an enzyme made from a silkworm. It goes in. Now, I do not use these things a lot. Matter of fact, I'm very skeptical about using things like this a lot. You take them, you get off of them. And I would only take them for a day or two because usually it's pretty instant. If you have an issue, you will feel it. But I don't take anything if I don't feel that it's doing what it needs to do. I don't believe in putting a lot of stuff in my body if I can't test to see it working. Because that's just adding more burden to what your body has to process. And I'm trying to get over that process. That's the antithesis of fasting. But it does remove scar tissue from the liver. So if your liver is shot and your doctors told you that you're screwed, try this. That's what I would do. Speaking for I'm not telling you to do it, but you have to think for yourself. But I would do it. Apple cider vinegar, Ceylon cinnamon. All cinnamon is not good. Cassia cinnamon is the fake cinnamon. It doesn't have any medicinal purposes. You just get the flavor. You want Ceylon cinnamon. Ceylon cinnamon from Sri Lanka lowers your blood sugar. It is anti-inflammatory. It helps your body. It reduces all the toxic effects of high blood sugar. Turmeric. Add black pepper to your turmeric and heat it up. I usually add turmeric to bone broth when I'm boiling it to get it hot, or turmeric is better absorbed when it's heated, and when you add black pepper, increases its absorbability and bioavailability. Ginger root, very potent to reduce inflammation in the body. Your liver can be inflamed just like anything else. Take some slices, add it to your boiling water when you make tea, blend it, add it to your smoothies, cut some up, put it in a powerful blender. Try to get a blender that's over 12,000 watts. Anything under 12,000 watts, you're not going to blend really good. You can get a good deal. I've got a good deal. I think mine is like 14 or 1,600 watts. Look for a sale. They're out there. Herbs, they can help the liver. Milk thistle, very potent herb to help the liver get rid of toxins. And when you're detoxing the liver, you have to drink a lot of water. Some people may take activated charcoal. If you really need a detox, you're going to release a lot of toxins that are bound up from your liver, capturing them in your blood and breaking them down. So activated charcoal can help to bind those things so they can be flushed out the body. But you must drink a lot of water when using activated charcoal, or you can bind yourself up and cause extreme constipation. So you must drink a lot of water, keep your electrolytes good. I usually eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I have a really nice, healthy, natural electrolyte powder. Do your own research, find your own source. I add it to my water, keep my potassium, magnesium, all my electrolytes up. That's important, especially for your heart, your muscles, nerves. Burdock root, very potent to heal the liver. Dandelion leaf and root. That thing they lied to us and said it's a weed. No, dandelion root is one of the most, and leaf is one of the most potent liver detoxifiers out there. But of course, they want you to see it as a weed because they don't want you to know that it could heal a lot of issues within the body. But it makes sense that God will make these things readily available, but then these governing bodies will interpret us to see those as a bad thing, right? They want you concerned with the aesthetics of having a lawn, not a lawn that can actually produce its own medicine. Moderate exercise, stimulating the body's lymphatic system through movement, helps break down bad stuff and release it from the body. But also do that with low impact exercises like walking, moving your blood, pumping your blood, helps your lymphatic system detoxify along with the nutrition, along with everything else. It all works together. Get food sources of vitamin C. Don't just get your little packets with ascorbic acid. Get the entire complex of vitamin C from a food source. Then you will start to realize the potency of an antioxidant, vitamin C. Healthy fats, coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, chia seeds, eggs, wild caught salmon. All these things will help you. And last, but the most important of all, biblical faith. To not be subject to your flesh, handling stress. When your body is stressed, either because of sin in the life, worry, anxiety, of not having understanding of how to endure, how to overcome in the spirit, your body's going to produce a lot of cortisol. And when your body's under stress, it does not help, your liver does not function properly. That's why stress is truly a killer, because it shuts down your body's ability to heal and to get rid of toxins. So I just want to get everybody this information. These are things that I've used in my own life. Again, do your own research. I've been doing this since I was a child. I've been learning, testing things in my body, seeing what works, see what provides the outcome I'm looking for, see what has an effect or something. These are all the things I'm actively doing. Of course, I try not to use a lot of supplements. I get as much as my nutrition from food sources because our bodies are designed to absorb nutrients from food without the tax on the body. When you start using too many supplements, you can actually burden your liver and kidney too much. So focus on eating as much real food and then drinking water and fasting. But in cases of extreme conditions, add supplements. Like if you're having an active issue with the smoke and something's not right with your body, then you integrate the supplements, the herbal teas, the roots. And I mean, not talking about no voodoo juju stuff. I'm talking about burdock root, ginger root, or something like that. I got to say everything specific because it's people from all different walks of life, and we don't do no witchcraft over here. But we're talking about those things. You know, very good. Even ginseng, very good for the body. But you must know how to use it, when to use it, and when not to. Don't just put a lot of stuff in your body without understanding, because you might be overlooking the fundamental things that you need to do, and then you won't have to do a lot of these extra things all the time. Sometimes your body just needs a push, and you don't need to keep doing it, and you can lessen the burden. You can lessen the financial uh, spending of keeping these supplements, because you just need them in minimal amounts. You just need to get rid of all the destructive habits. You need to have an open awareness about what's bad for you, so you don't have to integrate it. Stop buying a lot of poisons and putting it in your body when there's a lot of things we can't help, from the air, the water, and the food. So you have to think like that. What's going on, Larry Cole? Mo Griff, what's going on, brother? Good to see you here. Let me get you mounted up. So I hope this is helpful. What's going on, Nana P, Miss Unfazed? Yeah, Cynthia Ava. See, but most people don't understand that a lot of people, from these injections that they received at birth and the immunizations they received to go to school, has sabotaged their body's healing and detoxification mechanisms. If you want to know what these injections are doing, that's one facet of what I know they're doing. They're sabotaging your body's ability to deal with poisons and to heal, because they want their geoengineering, whatever they're doing to you, they want it to work. But if your body is functional, if it's designed and working the way God designed it to work, you can deal with a lot of these external toxins. Your body can filter them out because you're eating well, you're drinking water, and you have an awareness of proper nutrition, fasting, of all these things you can do in extreme circumstances to help you deal with them. But that's why they do it when you're born. They sabotage your health when you're born, so you start off crippled. You start off lagging, and you have to catch up. You have to detox. You have to overcome all these things before your body can work right. And by that time, a lot of people have sold into the big pharma industrial complex. They're trusting these paid strangers that are promoting agendas that's going to create more issues, more problems, more dependency. And next thing you know, they want to cut off your organs. They want to give you carcinogens as chemo and radiation as a solution. And these things make your problems worse. This is why we talk about these things, and I'm gonna continue to bring these things up, because I want people to know what you can do. I hope this is helpful. I hope the format makes it easier for people to see this information, research it yourself, understand this is what I do. I'm in my 40s. My health continues to improve. In spite of everything that's happening right now, my health is great. I don't really get sick. I'm in healthy physical condition. I can run. I can exert strength. I'm not getting weaker. I don't have any of these issues. And grace and glory be to God, because He's given me a mind and He helps me to overcome things that I can't help and I can't control. So I put 100% of that on my biblical faith. That brings me to these situations where I can know these things. I can depend on God. And I also have a sound mind to know how to use what God has given me to make me even more durable. Oh, early 40s. So I know there are people older than me. Let me see. What's going on, Celeste? but we have to do what we can. But I'm not gonna make this. I've already made it longer than I should have. But I thought about making these into short videos, but there's so much to talk about, and there's so much to walk through, and there's so much to explain because I want people to understand the context. I don't want to just give you things. I want you to hear the context to which I had to understand these things, to break down exactly what these functions are of these organs that we have in our body, how we can help them, and the awareness we need to have. Because there's so much lies and theories being promoted to keep people from critically thinking and taking responsibility for their health and trusting the wrong people. So we have to unlearn so much, and to realize the basic structure that God designed us to live in. Laura K says she's 60. And let me tell you, if you're 60, you can still improve your health dramatically in spite of what's going on here, beginning with the foundational biblical faith, but having awareness of everything else. In Christ, you're free from sin because you have the Holy Spirit to convict you when sin and temptations enters your life. You have a new heart, so you don't desire it. But with that awareness and that lack of anxiety and worry and living on the flesh, these nutrients will help you a lot. So I just wanted to talk about those things, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Let me get something to drink. Hold on one second. I spilled something, y'all. Give me 1 second. Please don't leave the stream yet. Don't leave. You guys are keeping me calm from the evil coworker. We're praying for you, sister. Yeah, but I just want to let you all know this information. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of this thing. I've been on here a while, but I was gonna do another live today, but I'll probably do it tomorrow. So on my backup channel, so y'all check it out then. But on this note, I appreciate you all joining me. I pray that we walk out our faith, and God protects us from evil as we get edified in the Word. And look, we can take care of ourselves in a way that God has allowed us, and the rest we deal with in prayer. So on that note, peace and blessings, and I will catch you all in the next one. I'm out of here. I'll allow the chat to run for a little bit so people want to talk, but I'm glad you enjoyed the presentation. I guess I'll play something while I entertain y'all. Let me see here. Ah. All right. I hope this was helpful. I'm letting it run a little bit, but I'm about to get off of here. Peace and blessings.